good, beautiful people? It's your girl Tay, and I'm here yet again with another update video. So definitely make sure you guys smash that like button and comment down below, subscribe, plus push the post notification bell button so that way anytime I upload a video you will be notified. And we're back. So I literally just got the notification about the aftermath of the court ruling today. It is still currently Thursday, November the 6th, about exact payment date or dates in terms of the partial funding. So I am literally just going to jump right into this article and give you guys this word for word. And of course, you know, I'm going to be linking it down below so that you guys can go back and take a look at the source. But as reported by NBC News, it says a federal judge in Rhode Island has ordered the Trump administration to deliver SNAP benefits in full to states by Friday. And I'm assuming they mean by tomorrow, November the 7th. However, that is not noted here. It just says by Friday. So we're going to go with that notion. So some states could have benefits paid out within a couple of hours. Hopefully people are waking up tomorrow to their benefits. The order, which U.S. District Judge John McConnell issued Thursday afternoon today, followed 2 weeks of chaos and confusion and the fate of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, also known as food stamps, during the government shutdown. Okay, McConnell ruled last week that the Trump administration had to distribute benefits as soon as possible in response to a lawsuit filed by the progressive legal and advocacy group Democracy Forward. Okay. The group sued the Department of Agriculture late last month after the agency said SNAP funding would not be distributed in November as long as the federal government remained closed. The lawsuit alleged the USDA's actions were arbitrary and capricious and therefore violated the Administrative Procedure Act. Okay, but let's get into what we want to know. The Trump administration agreed to partially fund the program by using $4.65 billion in contingency funds to cover about 65% of the benefits that eligible households would ordinarily receive, as I noted for you guys in my previous video today. So if you haven't watched that, you want to go back because I give a little bit more information about why or what's the possibility of this 65% being given out instead of the 50% that we were originally told. Okay, but it declined to draw from additional funding set aside for child nutrition programs. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins also said it would take several weeks to deliver the partial payments. Given those expected delays, Democracy Forward filed an emergency request asking Judge McConnell to order the Trump administration to expedite benefits or grant additional relief. Okay. At the hearing Thursday, the Trump administration said it had complied with the judge's order and argued that the reason people have not received their SNAP benefits is that states have not distributed them. Tyler Becker, counsel to the Assistant Attorney General, said the partial benefits were released to the states on Monday, adding that this is a state problem. Okay. However, the judge says, look here, I done already told y'all what y'all needed to do, and you didn't do enough to make sure that these benefits were paid on time, and people are hungry. So get it together. But the words of the article says, but McConnell said the Trump administration did nothing to ensure the SNAP benefits would be delivered this week. He ordered the administration to use the funding for child nutrition program known as Section 32 funding, in addition to the contingency funds, to make sure payments are delivered in full. So he is no longer talking about 50%, 65%. He's saying, no, you're going to give it all, and you're going to give it all right now. At least that is my interpretation of what's being said here in this article. Now, the article does go on to continue talking about the fact that people are struggling. People are trying to figure out whether to pay rent or whether to buy groceries or how to rob Paul to pay Peter and all of those things. The article goes on to talk about what states have been doing to ensure that their constituents don't go hungry. We know that they have been doing the food banks. We know that they have been ramping up volunteers and all kinds of support to local food pantries. But he is saying, no, you've got an extra, what did I say in the previous video? I think it's $23 billion that's set aside for the child nutrition program. Now, like I said in my previous video, I personally don't want my children to go hungry. However, if they are going to be giving the full benefit amount, I think that parents who are receiving EBT benefits should, I'm not saying that they don't, and this is in no way coming, I don't want this to come across like a lot of the, I'm not going to say what I want to call them, but a lot of the people who have been posting on social media talking about what people are buying with their food stamps, spouting out nonsense about people buying Oreos and anything that has sugar in it, and why aren't you buying this? Now, I really don't care what people buy with their food, with their benefits. That's none of my business. Whatever you choose to feed your family is what you choose to feed your family. The problem is people not having the ability to make a choice choice at all of whether or not they want to get the mixed greens or if they want to get the Ritz crackers. Okay, so at the end of the day, we need the help. The people need the help, and not just when it comes to EBT and food assistance. The airports are shutting down, which I will be going through that in a different video discussing that, because it's the holiday season. People are trying to travel. Not everybody lives super close to their loved ones, so getting out there and being able to get on a plane in a timely manner is of the essence for a lot of people. Thankfully, I am not one of them. I do not care to fly. However, like I said, we'll talk about that in a different video. But I think that this is good news. The article does go down to say Democrats and Republicans have blamed each other for the disruption, which we've been talking about. The Trump administration has said Democrats could keep SNAP running by agreeing to a short-term measure that would fund the government through November 21st. The problem with that is, first of all, that's only, what, a week, maybe 2 weeks away. Right after, if they were to fund the government until November the 21st, then if they don't come to an agreement at that time, then we'll be right back where we are now, in the midst of another government shutdown, trying to figure out when they're going to get it together and come to a resolution to this problem instead of constantly extending it. However, being that I know that in the past that they have worked together to do some type of continuing resolution or some type of extension, a part of me is like, well, okay, if you can fund it to where there's not another lapse, that's my biggest concern with them using the contingency funds. Let's say that they use the 4.6 billion plus they tap into that 23. Like I said, it's supposed to be around, what, 8 billion a month. So we've got a little bit over 2 months. Yeah, I would say a little bit over 2 months of benefits available if they decide to use it all. At this moment, I'm not sure if they're just going to be funding November or if they're going to be using the rest of that Section 32 funding or 23 funding, whatever it is, to fund December as well. We are all hoping and praying that they get everything together and that the government is open as soon as possible. But again, nobody really knows. I hope that this information was in some way helpful or useful to you guys in at least a little bit. I think that this is amazing news. If this is a state problem, I'm gonna need for y'all to get it together. If they have already sent over the information based off of this article, they're saying, hey, we sent the funds over as of Monday. Judge is saying, but you didn't do what you could to make sure that it gets out. Either way, whether it's between the USDA and whether it's between the states, I need them to get it together. Now, this still does not explain nor take into consideration the states that may have to work a little bit more diligently to update their systems to recode it for the payments. But then again, I'm not sure if they actually have to do it. If he's saying pay out full benefits, because that's what this article says. So you guys know I don't like to set unrealistic expectations. I'm not going to say that guarantee that you're going to get full benefit amounts, because I don't know. I would say that based off of this article, I would think that you will be getting the full amount, but just to be on the safe side, I would at least be prepared for between 50 to 65%, because there is nothing that makes it clear as to what it's going to be. So I guess for everybody who's waiting to receive these benefits, it's going to be a surprise for everyone. But on that note, you guys, I will be leaving the link to this particular article down below in my comment section, in my description box. Go ahead and smash that like button. It really does help to let YouTube know that you like what I'm doing and you want me to stick around. And go ahead and drop some comments down below too. I really enjoy the engagement. I appreciate all of you guys welcoming me back. It has been a blast so far. I love being back. I had to take some time off for my health and my family and all of that and all of the things, because life is life and for everybody. You hear me? But on that note, I am going to say, remember to live, love, elevate, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.